So, firstly, thank you very much for every one of you coming over today. This is one of our biggest highlights this year. So, as Mastercard, we used to be predominantly advertising led in our marketing strategies. But in 2013, we pivoted a lot away from advertising and got into experiential marketing. What does that mean? We curate and create experiences that money cannot buy, but you can get them only through MasterCard. That was the simple philosophy and approach. And in order to curate those experiences, you need to do it in what we call as passion points, which means if you are interested in music and there are enough number of people like you, and if you are interested in F1, there are enough number of people like you, we go into those areas to curate experiences at scale and in a highly economical fashion with extraordinary quality of fulfillment. So when people come, they experience these experiences, they go away totally mind blown. So this is something which we have done for the last, I would say, 12 years, that is that I have been here. And it has been given us fantastic results. As a brand, it grew very well. We are now the 12th most valuable brand in the world, coming down from 87 that I took over. And we are also seeing that the business is doing very well, and we could make the connections between the marketing actions and the business outcomes in a very credible fashion. So we're getting fantastic results overall. So this has been our strategic shift. It's easy to say, let's curate experiences, we will become experiential marketing, but it's damn difficult. We bought a company, we built platforms, and it has taken us to the right kind of formula and playbook, which is working very well. So let me just take a pause there and see what questions you have.
So, Raja, I'll follow up on this great introduction. So, thank you. Passion marketing and passion strategy has been a cornerstone for how MasterCard has built the brand over the years and how it's connected with the fans. Could you talk us through why this is important and how you've evolved it at MasterCard over the years?
So we looked at how MasterCard can get deeper into people's lives in a credible fashion, and that is through providing these experiences. When we divided people's lives into these various areas of interest, we decided to focus on 10 areas. Each one of these areas is called a passion point, and we got 10 of them: music, sports, arts and culture, movies, culinary, travel, philanthropy, shopping, uh, did I say arts and culture, environment and sustainability, and health and wellness or health and well being. These are the 10 areas we identified as our passion points. And we started focusing on each one of these areas to curate experiences through extraordinary partnerships because we can't do everything ourselves. So, for example, if people are passionate about F1, unless we have F1 as a partner, or unless we have one of the teams as a partner, or some of the drivers as our partners, we cannot do it ourselves just by talking about F1. That's how we started getting into each one of these passion areas very, very aggressively. For example, in music, we have Grammy Awards, we have Brit Awards, we have about 85 electronic dance music festivals. We have a tie up with Live Nation for pre sale of tickets. So we got so many of these, we're getting deep, and we got brand ambassadors. We had Lady Gaga, before we had Justin Timberlake, Pharrell Williams, Beyonce. We had you name the big name, they were all there with MasterCard in the music. Movies, we got Cannes Film Festival, Venice Film Festival, we got Transylvania Film Festival, Panama Film Festival. We got a ton of film festivals that we are in. They got partnership with film producers like Yash Raj Films in India, or we had partnerships with some actors. Like in the past, we had with Hugh Jackman, as an example. So these are big ticket names, and it was working phenomenally. Sports, we are the third largest sponsor of golf. We are the largest sponsor of baseball. We are into heavily into football with UEFA Champions League, Copa America, Copa Libertadores. Leo Messi is our ambassador. We are into skiing with Kidsville. We're into ice hockey with Maple Leafs and Raptors in Canada. Every single area we have been diving very deep, and our latest one is, of course, Formula One.
So, Raja, this is a great segue into the next question. So, thank you for teeing it up in such a manner, right? So, the partnership, I'm going to zoom in on the partnership that Mastercard has with McLaren. So, clearly signed towards the second half of last year. And this is the first full year of that partnership. And we've had a very big success, both globally and regionally. In your view, what makes this partnership so powerful in the manner that we have brought to the fans and to both the brands?
That's such a good question, I must say. Firstly, Formula One is the fastest growing sport in the world of sports. It has also got uniquely 42% of all the fans are women. And women is a critical segment for every company, but even more so for MasterCard. It has got a humongous growth in terms of audience from the millennials and the Gen Zs and so on, which is extraordinary. In addition to this, what we found is that geographically, there is probably only one or two other sports which have as much as a global coverage as Formula One has. When I looked at the statistics together with my team, it was very clear that this was a space we absolutely have to be in. Now, how do we get into this space? Is it with the league, with the teams, or with the individual drivers? We found that the biggest amount of passion comes around teams. They say, I'm a McLaren fan, I'm so and so team's fan, I'm other team's fan. So we said, okay, we'll go to teams. And literally, we met with all the top teams in the world. Now, there are some teams which are superb at aerodynamics. There are some teams which are superb at technology. There are some teams which are fantastic at engineering. McLaren was fantastic at fan engagement. So we said McLaren is the one. Amongst women, McLaren was the number one team. They had two drivers, they have two drivers, young, extremely liked, super clean, and they have a long runway ahead of them. Lando and Oscar. They're a dream team. We said this is fantastic. And I'm a marketing person. Interestingly, Zach Brown, he is also a marketing person. He ran a marketing agency before he became the CEO of McLaren. So there was instant connection at the meeting of the minds. We were looking at everything exactly in the same way. As a result of which, we struck this partnership. And now we saw the first full year in 2025. The results are coming so strong for us that we have upgraded, and we are really thrilled to now be the title sponsor of McLaren from 2026, which is real, big deal for us because McLaren has been resisting having a title sponsorship. So many companies have asked them, we want to be a title sponsorship. They were throwing big bucks at them. McLaren said no. But when they have seen how Mastercard operates, how we engage fans, how we curate experiences, they said, this is the thing. And then in the month of, I think, August or September this year, we announced in Netherlands around Zandvoort that we are going to have title sponsorship for next year. And we are so thrilled about it. It's probably one of the most significant breakthroughs in the F1 world. It's a number one team, already is constructors champion for 2 years in a row. God willing, either Lando or Oscar will win today. I don't care who wins, but I do want one of these two people to win. Looking forward to that, rooting for them. And if it comes, just imagine the power of this partnership, the visibility, the passion, the customer engagement. It's going to be extraordinary.
So hopefully one of them will win. And it will obviously be McLaren now with the constructors, and also the fans will win, which leads me into the next area which I'd like to explore with you, Raja. So fan first has been a key insight and key part of the Mastercard language to not only build our brand but also fuel the business. Could you please talk us through the philosophy of prioritizing the fans and putting them at the heart of what Mastercard does?
Typically, companies look at their customers as customers or consumers, which means they consume your products and services. That is the 1980s, 1970s way of looking at your customers and consumers. We look at them as people. People with passion are called fans. See what they are fans of, what they are passionate about, and if you help them get better experience from their own passion, that's when magic happens. They start loving the brand, they start preferring the brand, they start using more of that brand. This was a hypothesis we tested and it works phenomenally. And that's how we started going. So now we say we're all about fan first, fan engagement, and putting the fans at the center of everything that we do. So, for example, if you say, how does a fan experience Formula One? Very few people actually experience Formula One in person. But what about the hundreds of millions of people who are there, or fans who are there, who don't get to experience it firsthand? Right now, their primary engagement is through television or through some websites that look at the numbers, stats, follow through what is happening, and so on. We are going to bring some cool things to the table. But on a serious note, I think what happens is when you understand fans, make fans your first and foremost, understand their journey, how do they experience, and you try to find new ways for them to experience much closer, get the inside track, it changes the game. And it's something which we have been doing it across all the other sports and music and films and everything else. So we are bringing our learning from across everything that we have done and now bringing it to F1. And McLaren, we come up with one idea, they come up with one idea. So 1 + 1 happens to be 3 or 5 or 7, which is how it's going on so far. So thrilled about it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Raja. I cannot pass up this question, so I'm going to go with it. All right. So, you have written a Wall Street Journal bestseller book, Quantum Marketing, which basically speaks about how can brands reinvent themselves to stay relevant. How do you see, in your view, that MasterCard has applied the learning and the principles of quantum marketing to this partnership?
See, if you look at how marketing is being practiced today by most of the companies, these are based on theories and frameworks that were built probably 60, 70 years back. At that time, there was no internet, there was no social media, there was no mobile, there was no AI. In that situation, we asked ourselves, are those theories and frameworks that were built in 60s and 70s valid today? Or do we need to redo them, reinvent and reimagine? And we came to the conclusion very quickly that we have to redo everything. And that new way of doing is what we call quantum marketing. It has things like neuro marketing. Normally, and I'll just give this example, all the companies do market research and consumer surveys. So we go to a consumer and we say, hey, where do you put the, what do you call your pocket square there? You didn't think about it. You just put it because either that's the way or it's automatic for you. But because I asked you, you come up with a reason. You're post rationalizing your behavior as opposed to giving me insight into your behavior. Now, neuromarketing is where you connect your entire brain through EEG, electroencephalogram, see which part of your brain fires up to what kind of stimulus that I don't have to ask you. I will know exactly better than you do about yourself why you have the pocket square. This is how new market research will be done. We talk about multi-sensory marketing. Today, most of the marketing is either visual or audio visual. We are blessed with five senses. Why don't we use the other three senses and make it very immersive and truly memorable? That's what we call it as multisensorial marketing. We do things like color psychology. We do behavioral economics. We do so many things, which is the collection of all that together is what we call as quantum marketing. And the entire theory of quantum marketing itself was formulated by the work that we have done, experimented with, and succeeded at Mastercard. So that's how it is. And I'm very excited. Many other companies are now borrowing the principles of quantum marketing and implementing into their marketing strategies. And colleges like Harvard Business School, Yale, they are now teaching in their MBA programs quantum marketing. So, which I feel very, very good about. So, MasterCard has really taken thought leadership in this space as being at the cutting edge of marketing. And I feel very privileged to be a part of their journey.
Raja, before we open the floor for some questions from our partners here, we know that the average tenure for a CMO at a typical company like MasterCard would be about 3 years. You have been at the job for 12 years. Yes, a phenomenal run. And you've also recently announced that you will become a MasterCard fellow and get into a next chapter of life. So, at this very special moment, what would be your reflections? And if you can also give us a sneak peek about what you're going to be doing next.
Firstly, you're right. I have spent 12 years as the chief marketing officer, chief marketing and communications officer for MasterCard. And it's a very long, long, long journey. But we have been doing such fun stuff, such purpose driven stuff, so much of social good, and being with a team that is truly world class, every one of them really outstanding. This has been an extraordinary journey, and the things we have done, like multi-sensory marketing, symbol branding, sonic branding, and we have done purpose-driven marketing with Stand Up to Cancer, with World Food Program, with Priceless Planet Coalition. We have done so many things which actually moved the needle for the society in the world in a measurable way because of our actions. Like, for example, for Stand Up to Cancer, the funds that we raised and the technologies we shared with them helped 8 drugs for different types of cancer to be discovered and FDA approved. And that's something which is profoundly meaningful. So we did a bunch of things like this, which makes it a very, very heartwarming journey for me so far. At this point in time, starting 1st of January, I'll be moving into a different role at MasterCard. It's called Senior Fellow. It'll not be an operating role on a day to day basis, but it'll be much more a strategic role, a thought leadership role, and engaging with the rest of the world and the academic institutions and various top marketing thinkers, business leaders to really change the game, not just at MasterCard, but across the entire industry in a big way. So that's what I'm going to do. As a part of it is what I've just actually joined Harvard Business School as an executive fellow and also at Yale School of Management as an executive fellow. So this is going to be quite interesting in terms of, bringing the academic talent also in to the fore because they are the ones who teach the next generation of marketers at their universities and colleges. So we're going to create new courses, new programs, new ways of imparting knowledge, multisensorial, all those kind of things. So really looking forward to it, very, very excited. And I think the best is yet to come.
Raja, thank you. Thank you for the insights, the learnings that you've shared with us today, and obviously your vast experience. I'm going to open it to our partners here in case there are any questions for Raja.
Well, first of all, thank you very much and congratulations, Alp from Economy Middle East. Now, You did mention a couple of things: fan first, fan engagement, fan at the center. How do those things translate into the everyday clientele? Can you give a couple of kind of concrete examples of those, please?
See, it's very interesting. Uh, when you look at everyday people they're fans of something. They may not be a fan of a particular sport. They may be a fan of eating. So culinary is one of our passion points too. So I'll give you a simple example. We understood, particularly during COVID, that people are staying at home and families are getting bored. And we know that people love eating and making special things. And as a family, you're all together. We started doing online sessions with celebrity chefs who will teach you how to make cheese or how to bake a particular cake or how to do a signature dish. It's all done online. Each one of these consumers or people or fans, the fans of food, the fans of culinary, they loved it. So the family of four, they get onto a Zoom call. The celebrity chef is on the other side. He or she, the celebrity chef, tells them what to do, what the mixing and everything, etc. They go through the whole program. At the end of it, they get a digital certificate for the family that you guys have completed, such and such a chef's cake baking program or course, whatever. The family loves it. They really love it. They say, wow, it becomes a memorable occasion for the whole family, as an example, right? Or we have done it with Lady Gaga recently in the music side. We identified the super fans of Lady Gaga and we said, if you are a Lady Gaga fan and you want to learn the moves of Lady Gaga's latest song to the dance, how do you do it? You may be a lucky winner if you tell us why you think you should get it. We received like millions of people saying that why they deserve. So through some algorithms automatic, we picked up about 30 people and we said, come over to New York. And it's all people are following on social media, all this journey. So they come over there. And then the choreographer for Lady Gaga's show was teaching them the moves. It's very special. They're fantastic. So then this like all of stand here for a pose, photograph. And then that lady who was teaching the choreograph, she was there. And so let's all say Lady Gaga. So they all say Lady Gaga. Suddenly the wall opens up and Lady Gaga was there. She comes in. This had garnered more than 1 billion social media hits, views. These are branded Mastercard, branded Lady Gaga views, 1 billion plus, right? So people in the room were only 30, but they were the rest of the billion people who watched it. They were going through this whole experience secondhand, but deeply touched. This is something we do day in and day out across all the passion points. That's how we manage it. Back.
So, like you mentioned, that Lady Gaga, with through Lady Gaga, you had a lot of social media impressions. But I wanted to ask you, so beyond impressions, media impressions, what are the KPIs or objectives that you're tracking? That, what do you say? That you track to prove sponsorship value just beyond these things. Like, for example, brand lift, or like what was the volume of Mastercard at these events, or things like that.
Now I'm competing with the race cars also. This is the new edition. It's getting better and better. So here is what we do. We measure what we do on 3 parameters, 3 dimensions. Dimension number one, brand. Is it helping our brand become better, become bigger, become more loved, become more preferred? And we got very solid methodologies of how you track it. This is number one on the brand. Number two, does it help our business grow? Are we winning a new deal? Are consumers spending more using my card than somebody else's card? Are people renewing my offerings more? Are people buying more and more Mastercards and putting in their pocket? Or are banks choosing me over everybody else? And so on. So we look at how the business is growing and is it a profitable business? So that's number two. Number three, we look at what we call as competitive advantage. We build a moat around the company, meaning it's difficult for somebody else to replicate. So through Priceless and a whole bunch of platforms like Mastercard Design Studio, Mastercard Innovation Challenge, we have got Mastercard Sonic Studio, we got Priceless.com, Priceless Cities, Priceless Specials, Priceless Causes. All these platforms, they give a rock solid support to the company that competitors will find it very difficult to follow. So this is a sustainable competitive advantage. These are the three dimensions we do. Everything that we do, we buy shop and walk.
Would these apply to your partnership with McLaren as well?
McLaren is by far one of our biggest sponsorships. To my mind, we are the only one who activates McLaren at all the 24 races and outside. And that costs a lot of money. And if I don't justify why we are spending that kind of money and proving to ourselves it's working, we will not be able to spend it. Not only that, like I said, our partnership with McLaren is just 1 year old. We launched at last year's Las Vegas, and this is our 26th race, our 27th race that we are in, right? Not only is it are the numbers proving so good for us, we upgraded our partnership from being a principal partner to a title sponsor. That's a big deal. And that we cannot do unless we know that it is working for us very, very well. She asked my first question, so I'm going to ask my second question. Thank you so much, Ishwari. Again, you had a storied career, amazing 12 years, and you're going to start your next chapter as well. And again, I was listening to you speak about the KPIs and how that relates. So I represent a magazine called Inc. Arabia. We're all about people who start businesses and run businesses. I want to ask your top three do's and don'ts for people who might not have the budgets of Mastercard, but want to market, want to realize this kind of success. So the KPIs part is a good starting point. I want to now hear what are the do's and don'ts you would give business owners here in the region or anywhere else really. Three do's and three don'ts. First, do. You have to understand consumers better than they understand themselves. Very critical. Number two, be crystal clear in your strategic direction. Don't be wishy-washy. You got to be precise what you want and how will you get it. Number three, even if you have the world's best strategy, it all boils down to your team. If you have a talented team, you will win. If you have a great strategy, but a lousy team, it's waste. These are the three things. So build a fantastic team, talented team. The do's, the don'ts. Don't have the fear of missing out. Do what is relevant to your business and your objectives. Number one. Number two, don't be in a hurry to change things. You are more impatient as a marketer to change a campaign, come up with a new campaign than the customer or the consumer is. The people don't watch your advertisement as much as you watch your own advertisement. You get sick and tired and you want to change. They are not. So make sure that you don't change things prematurely. The third one is don't get left behind. The world of marketing is changing every single day, every single week. AI is a classical example, and AI is going to transform marketing completely. If you don't learn, understand, test, and deploy, you'll get left behind. Don't get left behind. Those are the three things.
Hi, it's Justin Harper from Arabian Business. Raja, I just wanted to experience what it's like to ask a question with all the noise, see how you did it. So I take my hat off to you for dealing with planes, helicopters, racing cars, and music, and a dodgy microphone as well. So congrats on that. I guess my question is, when you said about it was a perfect fit for you, McLaren and Mastercard, did you talk to the other 9 teams at all, or you knew straight away that this is the perfect fit for you, or you wanted to see what else they could offer before you went to McLaren?
I met with the top 6 teams, met their CEOs, their team principals, their drivers. I visited their factories, their technology centers, the data centers, and I did an intense amount of analysis after meeting, because you can read something, but that's not quite the same as experiencing it firsthand. So I did that. And honestly, that's what I said. I found that each of these companies, each of their teams is extraordinary. If you look at the distance between the first and the last team, it's a few seconds in a 2-hour race. So they're all almost at the same level, really speaking, right? And the best of the best in that is very difficult to identify and predict into the future. And for me, McLaren had momentum behind it. They had the right mindset. They had extraordinary drivers. Their teamwork was fantastic. And as I said, when I talked to Zach, it was instantly clear to me how similar our thinking was as it comes to fan engagement. They are technology heavy. We are technology heavy. They are data driven. We are data driven. We are bringing all this to life in a brilliant way in the area of fan engagement. When we shook hands, McLaren was at number 4. By the end of the year, they became number 1. They got the constructors. So I keep joking with Zach, you should pay us, not the other way around, right? And that's how it is. So it's a phenomenal thing. And this year again, just look at the number of races ahead. They already were at number 1, constructors. And, unfortunately, last 2 races, there was one strategic mistake at one, and then he had the technical mistake in the other one, and then therefore the points were lost. Otherwise, they would have wrapped up the Drivers' Championship well before. But in a way, it is good in the sense that today the viewership will be fantastic, because the result is undecided, and I'm praying like hell that it'll be either Oscar or Lando, but we'll see what happens.
They'll pay you. If they win, maybe they'll pay you that bonus that you talked about.
They should. I agree with you. I agree with you totally.
So I think we'll wrap it up here. Thank you very much. And Raja, again, thank you very much for the insights, for the knowledge. Thank you. And we're looking forward to the rest of the day with you at this. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate for coming. Thank you.